Yo, check out Kaitlan Collins try to catch Trumpito up in a press conference about the crash in DC. My name is Marcus Russell.
Alex W.
It's the Marcus Russell Show. Yo, make sure you check out Bro's page in the descriptions. I need 100,000 subscribers. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Let's get right
Right
to
to
it.
it.
We don't even yet know the names of the 67 people who were killed, and you are blaming Democrats and DEI policies and air traffic control and seemingly the member of the U.S. military who was flying that Black Hawk helicopter. Don't you think you're getting ahead of the investigation right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think with the names of the people, you mean the names of the people that are on the plane? You think that's going to make a difference?
Does it comfort their families
They
to
are
hear you
a
blaming
group of
DEI
people that have
policies?
lost their lives. If you want a list of the names, we can give you that. We'll be giving that very soon. We're in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military. But I think that's not a very smart question.
But are you
I'm
blaming-
surprised coming from you.
Are you blaming air traffic?
Please.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
Yo, I'm
I
surprised.
don't know why he's surprised coming from her.
Right, I'm surprised she even got a conference pass, a press pass to
Even
even
be
be
there.
there. Facts. You know
I
what I'm
think they
saying?
need to stop these DEI hires at every level because I think the best person for the job should be hired. You know, we
Period.
shouldn't be sitting there saying, "Oh, we need one or two Hispanics, one or two black."
You
Like
shouldn't
that's
have
not.
to put you shouldn't have to put your race in the application.
Yeah, definitely agree on
Period.
that. Because I mean, what does that mean? Like, what is it there for?
I don't know.
So,
I guess there was an oversight committee that was in place to make sure there was a certain amount of minorities in every
mhm,
company. But like I said in the last show, they haven't cited one company in 20 years.
yeah,
So the only thing that this DI does is keep disproportionate minorities in these jobs, keep them out of these jobs.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I would agree on that one.
Let's get back to it.
Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. See what we
Peace,
got.
Ed.
President Trump, thank you for being here. Based on your analysis so far, do you have a sense of who is at fault, if it was the plane, the helicopter, air traffic control, and can you assure people that it is safe to fly in and out of D.C.?
Well, I've given you the analysis, and the analysis was it was based on vision. You had a lot of people that saw what was happening. You had some people that knew what was happening. There was some warnings, but the warnings were given very, very late. You know, those warnings were given very late. It was almost as they were given. A few seconds later, there was the crash. It should have been brought up earlier. But the people in the helicopter should have seen where they were going. I can't imagine
Facts.
people with 20/20 vision not seeing, what's happening up there.
Not just 2020 vision. Two out of the three helicopter pilots were instructors. One
Mhm.
of them had more than 1,000 flight hours. These weren't amateurs. You know,
Or
I
amateurs
definitely
that
find
are.
something suspicious with this. No, there's never ever been an accident like this. They said the helicopter cost upwards of $1 million by itself. It's a Black Hawk, and that when it impacted with the American airline jet, it cracked the jet in half. And like y'all know, the Potomac River is frozen in DC right now.
Yeah.
So the 28 bodies that they did recover, they had to fish them out of that cold river. There's still 30 something more people that they haven't
Got a
found
chance
yet.
down. So this is what do you call it? A recovery mission
This is strictly a recovery
at this
mission.
point.
They no survivors.
Yeah.
It's a sad day for America, and it's a suspicious that it's on our Trumpedo's watch.
Yeah.
No, I can tell that they're still trying to. There's no telling what type of spy. This is all spy movie
This is
script.
next level spy stuff. Because if you really look into it, you had the Tesla bombing, and then you have the Louisiana bombing, real close to the election day.
And it's because he's literally changing the country. This has
Yeah.
never been done what he's doing. He's got to know that he's risking his life, and things are gonna get bumpy on this ride. But God is with us, America.
Exactly. So
Let's
we
keep
got
going.
guys.
Again, they shouldn't have been at the same height. You're going in reverse directions or sideway
Thanks.
directions. Obviously, you want to be at different heights. I see it all the time when I'm flying. You have planes going in the opposite. They're always lower, we're higher, or they're. So if somehow there's a screw up, there's not going to be a tragedy. It'll be close, but there's never going to be a tragedy if you're at a different elevation. For whatever reason, they were at the same elevation. And also, from the American Airlines Center, he's along the track that every plane is along. You say, what was a helicopter doing in that track? very sad.
Doesn't make
But
sense.
visually, somebody should have been able to see and taken that helicopter out of play, and they should have been at a different.
You know, something I've been trying to say for really long time is they're going to cause so much havoc to where he never gets to focus on the real problems for America.
Right.
I
Every
mean,
time that he
this is a
tries to do
problem, but
something that they're going to try to halt it, like you see when he did the freeze on the federal fund,
yep,
everybody was like, "Oh, he's taking away Section 8 Medicaid." No, he wasn't. He was
exactly.
free. He was freezing their funded, federally funded programs that they have going on now. Yeah, it did affect fast food and a couple preschools and stuff like that, but there was hundreds of other groups that they only cared about their money. So they pressed this narrative out like he's taking away from us. But no, he wasn't taking nothing. He was pausing. And then they froze the froze.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
froze the
they freeze
freeze.
the freeze.
Yeah, that's funny. Let's see what we got,
Come
man.
on.
Height around.
Thank you, sir. You mentioned the Russians that were on board that plane. What other nationalities were on board that passenger
There
jet?
were a couple of others. We're going to be announcing it in about an hour. We have some very specific information. We're calling the countries. We've spoken to most of them, but there were some other countries represented.
Spoken to President Putin?
I have not, no. Not about this.
On your executive order, you've already issued an executive order you say will restore aviation safety.
Right.
This crash happened after that. Was the executive order successful, and what more needs to change to keep people safe?
Well, you know, we issued it 3 days ago, and we're in the process of making those changes. This is something that should have been done a long time ago. Actually, my original order should have never been changed, and I think maybe you wouldn't have had this problem. Maybe. Yeah, please, go
Yes,
ahead.
thank you. We see like everyday life that very often those diversity hires cause sometimes issues, as you just mentioned. So what plan do you have? Are we going to see some fire? Are you going to fire some of those diversity hire in the federal government? What's plan do you
I
have?
would say the answer is yes. If we find that people aren't mentally competent, you
Seen that coming.
see the language. The language is put out by them. And if you see that, I'm not going to bore you by reading it again, but these are not people that should be doing this particular job. They'd be very good for certain jobs, but not people that should be doing this particular job.
Mr. President, you have today blamed the diversity elements, but then told us that you weren't sure that the controllers made any mistake. We then said perhaps the helicopter pilots were the ones who made the mistake.
It's all under investigation.
I understand that. That's why I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense.
Man, that's something pretty obvious.
I mean, there's only two variables. It's
Yeah.
either somebody at FAA or somebody in the helicopter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't have to investigate nowhere else from these two things. We was the helicopter, so let's just look at the pilots. Two of them were instructors. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this for years. They wasn't lower level people. One of them was observing another one's flight technique.
Yeah.
And then the other people you can blame, what possibly DEA hires at FAA.
Yeah. DEI
I mean,
hires.
DEI
Yeah.
hires at FAA. So
I would agree with that one.
and like he said, you need capable people doing either one of these things where a lot of lives are at stake. Come on, America.
That's exactly what I said. What I said in the beginning. Why are we worried about race when we're not worried about people, the best person for the job?
Period. Race should
You
not
know,
come up. You know,
if the guy's black, orange, purple, white, whatever you say, brown.
that's why everybody's
That
about to
should be
just
in
be
there.
American here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And we already know if you hear you're American, so you ain't gotta ask what I am. I'm American. You
Exactly.
know that
Uh,
part.
let
Tell
us
us what
know
y'all
what you
think in the
think.
comments.
Yeah. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Check out my channel in the description. Hey, we out.
Peace.